Code blue. We need oxygen.
Her cells are reproducing at a rapid rate.
You must administer the shock or she'll die.
This is my subject. I want to continue. If she can hold on, we may be breaking new ground.
This isn't breaking new ground. This is murder.
This is necessary.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. My name is Dr. Dylan Lawton, and I've organised this event so I may present to you my latest and most revolutionary discovery. As you may know, I've dedicated my life to researching a cure for the mentally degenerative UEMCM virus. During my studies into the internal progression of the virus, I discovered a process utilising neurogenesis. Whilst not proving suitable as a cure for UEMCM, I did learn how it unlocks the brain, allowing it to regenerate itself without the need for sleep. We found recipients could stay active for days, whilst also benefiting from enhanced cognitive abilities such as increased intelligence and memory functions.
And you plan to use this to a patient's advantage? Such a thesis is impractical. Would this not cause the patient's brain to go into overdrive? It's not long after that your overclocked human brain burns out and fades away.
Sorry sir, you've obviously overlooked a key part of the procedure. REST, as I've named it, for obvious reasons, is achieved by injecting a modified version of the UEMCM virus directly into a host subject, which causes their brain to instantly overflow with energy, vitality, life, call it what you will, which can then be extracted, stored, and later transplanted into another human. The host is then sedated using a mild electrical signal, which completely destroys the modified virus.
And recipients will make a full recovery.
Our clinical trials have shown us that REST can be safely extracted from a host as often as every 48 hours. This makes it the ideal renewable commodity, providing financial opportunities for example, unskilled labourers. One could even make a living selling REST through our agency to those willing to pay for it. And believe me, those willing to pay for it will not be doing so in small amounts. What's more, our research indicates that an emergency REST transplant could be used to save the lives of critically injured patients. In the simplest of terms, it gives the body a kind of jump start, keeping them alive long enough to get them on the operating table. Of course, this is yet to be tested in a real-life situation. So now I turn to you. I'm giving you the opportunity to invest in this revolutionary procedure, one that could not only help save the lives of future generations, but also present a substantial turnover for you.
Dylan Lawton.
Yes?
Dylan Lawson, age 31, head trauma.
His pulse is fading. Transplant is 70% complete.
They say when you die, your life flashes before your eyes. For me, it's like slipping into a dream.
So what about work?
Hopefully it's only temporary. Believe it or not, medical schools have left me with bills to pay.
Well, you've made it this far. Sometimes you forget that ability is a poor man's wealth.
What's ability when I can't even afford coffee? Will you marry me?
Yes.
Sarah? Sarah?
As I'm sure you may already know, Mrs. Lacaza, there has recently been a mass outbreak of the UEMCM virus. Though we cannot yet determine the cause, I'm afraid you have been infected.
How far has it manifested?
You're still in the early stages, the occasional loss of consciousness being your only symptom. But as the disease progresses, you'll gradually lose parts of your memory and your personality.
There's got to be something we can do.
There are medical trials underway. But since we currently know very little about this new virus, those trials could prove more harmful than not.
You never listen!
God's sake, Sarah!
Why are you pretending that everything's going to be okay?
These trials are too dangerous. You heard the doctor, the virus is still in the early stages. There's a high chance it could exacerbate your condition.
My memories are fading away. I have to go through with it before there's nothing left.
Where is he? Your attacker is dead, Mr. Lawton. A man named Richard Lacaza. The paramedics saved you using your own procedure, and I'm pleased to say it was a success.
What are you talking about?
The medics deduced while you were both fatally injured. Mr. Lacaza was beyond help, and the probability of saving you was much greater. Mr. Lacaza was too weak to survive the extraction process. But I'm sure you'll agree with me this is a huge step forward for your company.
Lacaza. That name sounds so familiar.
Perhaps you remember Sarah Lacaza. We submitted her to your clinical trials last year.
No. Sarah was my wife. She was tortured to death, so I'd prefer if you kept your facts straight.
Your wife, Michelle, is waiting outside.
My wife is dead. I saw her die!
Dylan, wait!
A man named Richard Lacaza.
You marry me?
Yeah?
Perhaps you remember Sarah Lacaza.
Sarah?
We submitted her to your clinical trials last year.
You never listen!
For God's sake, Sarah!
Why are you pretending that everything's going to be okay?
This is murder.
This is necessary.
Sarah!
An emergency rest transplant could be used to save the lives of critically injured patients.
Dylan Lawton.
I'm sorry.